And hello, Moana fans, and welcome back to another episode of the Zone 2 Entertainment with me, your host, Jonathan, once again bringing you my thoughts and movie review for the brand new Disney live-action remake of Moana. That's right, Moana is here. This movie does star Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson as our favorite demigod, Maui, and a newcomer. I'm probably going to butcher her name, and I apologize, Kathleen Lagana. Probably butchered that. I apologize. Who plays Moana, obviously. Okay. So before I begin, gotta say congratulations to everybody involved in making the film. Very hard to make a movie or a TV show, so congratulations to everybody. Also, where's our trailer, Marvel? I will continue saying this until Marvel releases the Doomsday trailer, which should be sometime around Comic-Con, which, fingers crossed. But anyway, let's talk about Moana. First of all, I gotta say, I love the animated movie so much. I think it's a very cool movie. I love Maui. I think he's a very cool character, demigod, and voiced brilliantly by Dwayne Johnson. And it totally works. And I remember when they announced that they were gonna make a live action version, and I have to be completely honest with you guys. I literally just looked at my phone, heard the announcement, or maybe it was D23 when they actually announced it. But either way, and I just went like this. Why? Why are you guys doing this so early? This movie is still fresh in the minds of children. This movie is a mega hit with children. Why are you taking this property now when these kids are only like 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 years old? You have to wait until they're a little bit older, so that way when their kids are getting older, when they have kids of their own, their kids can watch the animated and then the live action, and it goes well with it. Like, I grew up with the animated Beauty and the Beast, and if I had children, my kids would be watching the animated and the live action, and it will totally work. So it just like makes zero sense that they were gonna do this now. You know, I'm so glad they haven't done Frozen yet, because at least wait till Frozen 4 comes out, then try. But anyway, so if you don't know about Moana, Moana basically tells the story of a young girl named Moana. She is the daughter of a chief who's, his people that he protects in, I guess the Polynesian area. They live a quiet life. They happy. They love their land. They protect their land. They have, ocean around them, but they don't go too far into the ocean because they got a little secret that they don't want to disclose. Until one day, Maui decides that he wants to take their heart of their people, takes it out of them, and then he ends up losing it and losing his powers. And this is also from the cartoon, by the way. And then Moana has to team up with Maui to get the treasure back and put it back where it belongs, so that way everybody can be happy and have balance in their life. So there you go. So if you don't have to worry about the plot, because the plot is basically the animated movie. Anyway, what did I think about this movie? I just saw it today, so bear with me. I'm a little disappointed. I'm gonna change it. I'm very disappointed in this movie. And I knew going into this movie, I wanted to keep my expectations low. So that when I went to see it, I was like, oh, I'll give it a shot. A lot of these live action remakes of these movies sometimes turn better than they do. Sometimes they don't, but sometimes they do. And I wanted to give it a shot. I'm like, all right, let's see what they could do. Maybe they change up some narrative. Maybe they make Moana more of a better character than she is in the animated movie. Maybe Maui's cooler. Whatever, right? No big deal. They can try, right? They can try. Make the music more powerful. Because, let it, How Far I Go is the strongest song in Moana's movie. Figure how, that can be powerful, right? Let's just see how it goes in live action. Because when a live action audience watching, it's like, yeah, we want to feel it. We love it. And they completely dropped the ball with this movie, guys. Look, honestly, I'm going to start off with the good stuff, because there are some stuff in here that's pretty cool. So if you have never seen the animated movie, here's some spoilers, okay? So let's talk about the good stuff here. The girl who plays Moana, I liked her. I thought she did a really good job for what she was giving. They gave her the script, she read it, and she did the best she could. So there's that. Her acting like Moana would act in the cartoon She did a really good job. So I'll give her that. I'll give her flowers for that. She did a really good job. So I'm gonna keep my eyes on her and future projects, whatever that is. So she can maybe go far. Who knows? But anyway, so that she did a good job. So I liked it. Her the chicken. I keep forgetting the chicken's name. Probably the best part of this whole movie. The chicken stole the show for me, in my opinion. I thought that character. I was like, how are you gonna do the chicken? The chicken's like so cool in the cartoon. Totally worked. Totally worked. Now let's talk about. You know what? I'll save that for later, because I'm gonna put it as a negative instead of a positive. Her grandmother, the actress who they got to play the grandmother, did a really good job of playing the grandmother. Made me believe in Moana's relationship with her grandmother from the animated movie. So, not as good as the animated one. Not as good, but I'll give her that. They did a really good job of like having that relationship, telling Moana that this is her destiny. You know, that the ocean picked her to be this great leader. You know, so there's that. What else? That's good about this movie. The crab was cool. I thought the crab looked great. So there's that. And guys, that's basically it. Yeah. Yeah, let me get to the negatives because honestly, there's a lot. Look, normally when you do a live action movie of an animated stuff, you want to make sure you capture a couple things here. You want to capture the emotion, the what's the word for it? The emotion, the powerness of what that story is being told, live action. Look at Lion King. Here's a great example. Lion King was literally a copy and paste of the animated movie. But we all grew up with that movie. We all knew about it. We all know the songs. We all know the lyrics. So when the digital version of Lion King came out, it still felt powerful. It still felt like it hit. It's like, yeah, I want to be a king, right? I just want to be a king. That actually still hit. I'm sorry. I'm watching this movie. Where was the heart and soul of this movie? Like, literally. It's like when you know how you... what's that fruit? It's like when you picking out a fruit and you eat it and you get to the bottom of the fruit, it's like nothing there. It's hollow. That's exactly what this movie was to me. Hollow. How Far I Go sounded great. It felt like it was missing something. It's hard to explain. This is just for me personally. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel like, How Far I Go was, saying. The girl did a really good job singing it. I'm not really sure if it was really her, but if she really was, she did a good job. She had a beautiful voice. But it wasn't like, like, give me the power. Yeah, I can feel it, How Far I Go. I love that song. It just didn't have the oomph to it. It's like when you're friends and you go to karaoke and they sing that one Michael Jackson song and you can hear the beat of it, but your friend's kind of butchering it, but you still love your friend. It's like, yeah, we love you, man. You did a good job. This song does not. This is killing Michael Jackson's image. It's kind of like that, where the song is just not being portrayed properly. If that make any sense. I think there's a new song in here too. Whatever, fine. Oh, before I continue, I forgot about one other thing. The coconut guys totally worked in this movie for me. So I'm giving it that. So there's that good negative, good positive. Now let's talk about the one big negative about this movie that I really had a problem with. And I love this actor. I think he's great. I grew up with him as a wrestler. And I will always love Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Oh my God, why did he have to be Maui? Why? Why did he have to be Maui in this movie? Look, if Robin Williams was still alive to this day, and he was still alive, and he was able to do the genie, I still wouldn't want him to be the genie in live action. Because of a couple of two reasons. It takes away what he has done as that character, bringing the heart and soul. If Robin Williams was still alive and he did the genie, he probably would have done a good job. But because he's a stronger actor, it's just that when I first hear Maui in the cartoon movie, I hear Dwayne Johnson having fun, feeling Maui, like, yeah. He's half Samoan. That's his proud heritage. That's his family. His bloodline, right? He loves it. You can feel it in the cartoon. You can feel like, oh yeah, he's putting his passion, his soul into it. And then you watching him in this movie, it's like, nah, I'm just gonna do a paycheck. I swear. And I could be completely wrong. I'm just like busting. I want to bust his chops for this a little bit. I can just hear it now. This movie, the animated movie, did so well in theaters, and then it did so stupid well on Disney Plus. Dwayne Johnson went to the people like, "Hey, let's cut the brakes on Moana 3. Let's do 2. But let's make a live action, and let me play Maui, because I can do it. I can totally say. Let me be the producer of this movie too. Cause I think he has a producer credit in this movie." His ego took over for this movie, okay? I'm sorry. His ego took over, which it always does. Even when he's in WWE, his ego takes over. But anyway, first of all, his costume, like, this is what I don't get about Dwayne Johnson. Sometimes I see him in pictures. He looks nice. He looks healthy, good, big muscles. Not super big like he used to be in WWE. And then when he's in WWE, he's super jacked. I'm like, okay. But for some weird reason, I see him in this movie as Maui with all the tattoos. It felt like, you know when you buy those muscle shirts to trying to impress somebody and you got a six-pack and it's got the six-pack on the shirt? That's exactly what he looked like he was wearing. And the wig. Look, I don't mind him having the long hair, fine. It felt so unnatural that he had that on. Like, you can, I mean, you go into the movie, you see the poster, you're like, yeah, you know he's wearing a wig. Makes sense. But it was so noticeable, it drove me insane watching it. And the tattoos did not look right. It just... Calm down. I don't want to rant about this movie. Alexa, stop. Sorry. Alexa, stop. Sorry. Anyway, I don't want to rant about this movie so much. It's just that... This might have been probably the I'm not gonna say worst. I think it was just a waste of potential. This movie could have been great if they wouldn't have waited. Now I'm kind of nervous of them doing number 2 because I know what number 2 is, and I like number 2, but there's some stuff about number 2 I really don't like, and I feel like they're not gonna like treat it well. Just another cash grab, and I think that is. They should have waited. They really should have waited for this movie. They should have waited 10 years. They should have finished the animated trilogy first and then do the live action. And that's what I'm hoping for, fingers crossed, that once they do Frozen, like finish Frozen with Frozen 4, unless they do 5, who knows, then they do live action. But we shall see. At least with Frozen, at least we had 2 movies ahead of it. You know, almost 3 movies ahead of it. We'll find if they announce it this year, D23, if they're going to do a live action, then that would be okay. But right now, Moana's too fresh in the minds of kids. It's just too early. They totally dropped the ball with this movie. I thought this movie would be okay. A couple scenes here, maybe they change, maybe for the better or the worse. And it was just a slap copy, paste, and just print and just send it off. That's all it was. They literally told the editors, here's the animated movie. Take it, put it into live action, and hit copy, and that's all you gotta do. Don't even do anything else. Just take a couple pictures, Dwayne Johnson as Maui, and that's it. Print, and then now they're praying that it's gonna make money. I'm hearing it's doing the critics are not liking it either, so it makes sense. But it's probably gonna make money anyway, so what do I know? But yeah, to me, this movie was too early. They pulled the trigger on this way too early. They shouldn't have waited. It could have been better. You know, if this movie came out like 10 years later from now, I would have, and I saw it, and I'm like, okay, copy and paste movie, but it was still fun. It was still fun. But Moana is still fresh in my mind as a brand new. To me, Moana came out like last year as an animated movie. That's how fresh Moana is in my head. I know, obviously, I know it did not come out last year. I'm just saying. That movie feels so brand new to Disney that it feels like it just came out like yesterday or last year. And now they're working on the live action. It felt too rushed. I thought they shouldn't have. They really should have recast Dwayne Johnson as Maui. They shouldn't have got another actor to do it. Yeah, I know. But you guys were saying, oh yeah, nobody could play Maui. We said the same thing about the genie. Look how that turned out. Okay, so they couldn't have done that. All right, but yeah, there was something special about this. You know, they could have added something new, fresh. You know, even the new. I think there was a new song in here that I'm not 100% sure about. I guess that's how I wasn't really paying mind to it, because it was just like, yeah, all the songs didn't even, I didn't even feel anything for the songs anyway, so I wouldn't mind. I didn't even notice if there's a new song or not. But still, you know, so to me, this movie did not work. It was way too early, and yeah, we shall see what happens with the next one, if they even do one. But we shall see. So leave me a comment below. Let me know what you guys thought about Moana. Are you guys curious about seeing Moana live action? You're gonna skip it and just wait to Disney Plus? Whatever it is, leave me a comment below. Let me know. And if you guys enjoy it, don't worry about it. That's awesome. I'm glad you had fun with it. It's just, for me, too early, way too early for this movie. So leave me a comment below. Let me know. Stay tuned for more. Thank you very much, and have a good night.